Hey, you guys, we're going to continue our discussion about slope. All right, so now it says slope-intercept form. So what it is, by definition, it says given the slope m and the y-intercept 0b, we write the equation of a line using slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So the good thing is, anytime we are given a line and it is given to us in slope-intercept form, we can easily identify two important pieces of information. One is the slope, which is represented by m, or the coefficient that sits in front of x, and we have b, which is the y-intercept. Okay, so we tend to use this form a lot just because of its ease of usefulness. Okay, so let's look at an example. So this example says find the slope and the y-intercept of the equation 3x plus 4y equals 7. Okay, so right now, if you guys remember your forms from previously, this line right now is being given to us in standard form. Okay, so if you don't remember, standard form is ax plus by equals c. Okay. Now, when your line is in standard form, it doesn't give us any information that we're asking for. They want to know what the slope is and what the y-intercept is. We can't tell that automatically when your answer is given in standard form. So what we're going to have to do is convert it to slope-intercept form, which we just learned is y equals mx plus b. Okay. Okay, so if we manipulate our equation into slope-intercept form, then we'll be able to answer the questions that they posed. Okay, so we have 3x plus 4y equals 7, and I want it to look like this when I'm done. Okay, so the only way it's going to look like that is if I can get y isolated, which means that I need to get y by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move 3x, which is going to give me 4y equals negative 3x plus 7. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Okay, and that's going to give me y equals negative 3 over 4x plus 7 over 4. Now my equation is in slope-intercept form. So now I'm able to tell them what the slope is and what the y-intercept is. So remember, your slope is the coefficient that sits in front of x. So my slope is negative 3/4, and my y-intercept is 7 over 4. Okay, so if I go to write that answer, okay, I'm probably going to write it like this: m equals negative 3 over 4, and my y-intercept, if they just ask you to list it, it will just be y equals 7 over 4. But if they want you to put the y coordinate as an ordered pair, okay, then you're going to have to say it's 0, 7 over 4. So it just depends on how they ask for your answer. Okay, cool. All right, let's look at another example. Okay. This problem says graph the line y equals 3 over 5x minus 2 using the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, so remember, before you can do anything, the only way that you can identify what the slope and the y-intercept is if your line is in slope-intercept form. Thankful for us, it is. So our equation is y equals 3 over 5x minus 2. So because it's in this form, my m, or my slope, is 3 over 5, and my y-intercept, or my b, is negative 2. Okay, so if I'm going to graph this, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to plot my y-intercept. Okay, so since my y-intercept is negative, that means I move down on the y-axis to negative 2. Okay, and now I'm going to use my slope. So remember, another definition of slope said rise over run. Okay, so rising means moving in a vertical direction, and running means horizontally. Okay, So let me make a note of that for you really quickly. Okay. So when we have slope, and we are talking about rise over run, okay? And if I have a positive slope, that means that I'm rising, I'm moving upward, and running means moving to the right. So if I'm using rise over run, I'm moving up and then right. Now, I will caution you, if your slope is negative, okay, you have two choices. You can either apply the negative to the rise or the run, but not to both. So if you have a negative slope and you apply it to the rise, that means you're going to go down, but then you're still going to go right. Or you could apply the negative to the run, which means you could go up, but then go left, okay? So anytime your slope is positive, you're always going to go up and to the right, however many places your slope is. But if your slope is negative, choose one of these options and always use that option for when you do negative slope so that you don't confuse yourself. Okay, so just a little heads up. So since my slope is positive, I don't have to worry about that negative slope business. So for me, I'm going to rise 3 from my y-intercept. So 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to run 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my second point is up 3, right 5 from my original point. And remember from our previous lesson, I only need 2 points to draw a line, so I can simply connect these. And there's my line, okay? Now I can check myself because remember my slope is positive, so as I drew my picture, I can see that my graph is rising from left to right, so I've accurately drawn what I was supposed to, okay? Cool.